morning, everyone. Today is 9/29/2025. Today we are trading the MES Z25 Micro E-mini S&p 500 December contract. We are currently on the 1 minute time frame. I have been having some internet issues, so hopefully that will not continue, but we shall see. So right now we're just going to kind of watch this, see what develops here. I am going to be checking this just to make sure. I will let you guys know when I execute something, so you should be able to see that and at least follow along. Okay, so what we're going to do is mark out a couple of supply zones. There's the first one. Down here, it looks like we're going to take this because on that 9:30 open, we had a little bit of movement. I am going to flick over to the 15-minute chart right now. I do want to look because it looks like there might be a 15-minute zone that I kind of want to look at here, possibly. Yep. Oops, I drew that badly. I drew that badly too. Okay, so now we're going to drop back down to the 1 minute chart. Okay, so that is the 15-minute supply zone up there. That is the lower box. Yes, and you could say that we broke into that, and that's what created the 1 minute zone up above, but I'm still watching for that area. I'm going to be watching that area of supply closely when we get up there. If we don't, then I'll be watching some other areas a little bit lower. All right, so we're just going to kind of watch this. Okay, so here on the 1 hour chart, so now here might be a good time for a short. So you move this over. Okay, so right down here, we're going to be watching to see if we could grab some longs. The two zones up above are for supply areas. One's a 15-minute and one is that 1 minute candle there sitting just above. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look back here, see if there's any area that we might be interested in right here. There's a little supply area. You can make an argument for something like right in there, but I don't think that's going to be what holds us up today. That's for sure. Now we're kind of in that supply area already. So let's see if we get a reaction off this, and we're going to move up to sweep these highs where the yellow cursor is, or if we are going to continue back down. I want to see this 15-minute candle close, so we're going to go back over to the 15-minute. I'm just going to watch this on the 15-minute, see this candle close before I make any decisions here. Kind of feel like we have to go back up into that area of supply and like at least sweep those highs, especially where that 15-minute level is. And then to the downside, I would say this is probably a good area of demand that we may make our way to. I don't really see anything else in the overnight session that would have, that kind of like warrants us taking a look at right now. There may be some intermediate levels that form in between these two areas, but those are the two areas that I'm kind of watching for today. All right, so this 15-minute candle has opened to the upside. I want to see if we could sweep that high before I would even be interested in any longs. Even then, that's only the risk to reward wouldn't be great because we're only looking to sweep that 67.40 level, so it's not very far away. Yeah, I kind of don't see anything right this second. We're just going to kind of sit and watch this a little bit. Okay, so now here we may take those highs. So there is a little reaction and we did not take those highs. So since we did not take those highs, we might be headed back down here. So now it's just a sit and wait kind of thing. There's a lot of wicks today in these first 15 minutes. So we're just going to kind of have to watch for the time being. Yeah, we still might be headed up to take those highs now, but I want to see something occur before doing anything. All right, so I'm just kind of watching this, trying to plan out what I'm going to do next here. There really wasn't an area of supply or demand or anything. We just touched that liquidity right there, so we didn't sweep it, so I'm expecting now we should get another move up. So if you wanted to take a scalp long, if this thing comes down a little bit, that might be the time to do it and grab a 2-3 points, but I'm not going to do that here as I don't think we need to. I think we may get a better move to the downside once we hit those supply areas up above. And that would be kind of what I'm waiting for. If we blow through those supply areas, then I probably won't be touching anything. we're just going to kind of watch this. Just kind of watching here. Still, I don't like how all these 1 minute candles are wicking by more than a point here. There's not really good body structure for the candles. Just trying to look, see if we swept that exact high price or not. Kind of doesn't look like it, so now we're kind of expecting a move lower here to see where this might go, but it's like sun in my back. I've been doing a lot of work on my house the last few days, doing some stuff with our deck and stuff because it was in some rough shape, and had to take apart way more than we thought. So it's always fun owning a home when jobs get way bigger than you anticipate. I'm going to move that into the screen for you guys so we can see if we sweep these lows. Maybe we sweep these lows and then, I mean, I kind of like us to move lower today, but I'm not sure it happens. There's a lot of back and forth today. A lot of back and forth. So let's see if we're going to take out buy side liquidity here, just up above. It's 4 minutes to the macro. We'll see kind of what happens. There's not really much for me to trade right now or trade into, so let's see if we take out this double top, which is situated right there. I mean, we do look bullish up near here. I would say that there's orders resting in the area where the yellow line is. Still have that double top, still watching that. So I think we're going to sweep that low down there eventually today. But Okay, so we swept those highs. So now we're going to have to wait and see again. We are on this just holding pattern. It is now just after 10 a.m. Well, let's see what's going on here. No, I still haven't taken a trade yet. Really nothing to trade for me. No setups for the way that I trade. So, I mean, maybe you could have been long near the bottom of that, but even that would have been a difficult long to find, in my opinion. So. There's really not much to do in here. We're kind of just back and forth, chopping around a little bit here, so not really anything for me to do. Except sit and wait. Not much to do here. We're going to need to break out of this range one way or the other eventually, but So, all right, let's do our Bible verse today. Today it looks like it's going to be Colossians 3, verse 16. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly. Teach and admonish one another in all wisdom, and sing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs with thankfulness in your hearts to God. So, what do we think that means? Or not, what do we think? But it's actually that, you know, believers should actively allow the Christian faith and its truths to deeply influence their lives with the result of wisdom, instruction, and encouraging one another throughout various types of music. The rich indwelling of Christ's message should inspire heartfelt, scripturally sound singing and expressions of gratitude towards God. So that's basically what that verse in Colossians 3:16 is talking about. All right, now we have swept the highs. So we're, well, not the Asia highs, but the high from this morning. So now we can start to take a look at things as we push rapidly towards that area of supply. We'll have to see how this cuts through, but I'm looking for shorts at that line. I have my executions are up on another screen, so I'll just let you guys know today when I'm taking a trade and how I'm managing it, but you will not be able to see the executions. I'm just trading a different account it's a different account from a different brokerage, so it's trying to get some volume in there for this month, hopefully getting some price breaks on commissions and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get some tier volume going on that account. No, so I don't do prop accounts. There are places for prop accounts, but I have had my own live accounts for quite a while now, so that's all I'm trading is those live accounts. Not funded accounts. These are actual live accounts, my own money, not prop for money, not anybody else's. Okay, so we're going to try and let that get to the supply area. I have two orders resting, one at the bottom of that first gray box and one at the midline. That's that dark gray line right there that I made yellow now. So if you're looking at that dark gray line, I have one there and one at the bottom of the box, which is the white line on the bottom. Those are the two orders that I have resting right now. It does not mean that I won't get into some more size as we move into the box, but I prefer to use the dealing box. That's that buy and sell button down there, so I can execute market orders, so I can push a button as many times as I want and the order will go in. Yeah, the dealing box is up on my other screen though today, because I'm executing on a different account. Yeah, they're both live accounts. I do try and copy trade them sometimes, but I really need to get volume into this other account, so that's why I'm going to be trading off that. I need to be able to trade enough contracts, so. Yeah, I just have to be able to trade enough contracts going in, and then there's volume discounts and some rebates on commissions and things like that. Yeah, there can be at times, but for the most part, no. I mean, I could sit you know, orders. Oh wow, we're gonna move down here. I kind of thought that might happen. We didn't get to either of the areas of supply that I was looking at. There is a demand zone far down from here, but we could move into that area today because there's not a lot that's going to hold this up if we don't find buyers, which was kind of my thinking, is that, you know, we might not find enough buyers in any of the areas. So here, I'll show you on the 15-minute chart. Go over here. Okay, bring this down. So I don't think there's going to be enough buyers until we get to like here. So if there's not enough buyers, we're going to continue to fall, probably fall to that yellow line, and then maybe even to that gray box down below. Now, if we reverse, take out the highs, we could continue up to, you know, 67.50-ish, I would say. But at 67.03, we'd already be, you know, down 30 some odd points, and I think that's a fair area to try and tap into where there's probably some orders. I want to see how this next 15-minute candle opens, so we're just going to kind of watch and wait here. I know this stream is super boring today. I apologize, but we're just doing a lot of waiting. And, you know, if there's no trades to take, I'm not going to make a trade. Okay, so again, we've opened to the long side a little bit here. I really want to see if we could tap into that zone. So now we have moved downward here. So we're going to go back over to the 1-minute chart. This moved pretty quickly downward. So I'll pull this in for you. We may just continue to bounce in this range. Man. So we're just going to continue to watch this again. If we don't have anything by 10:30, I may cut the stream and then rejoin you guys this afternoon, and we'll do a little bit of trading on some US dollar tether to Dogecoin. I like the US dollar tether to Dogecoin as like a day trading instrument too. It does. It kind of depends. Yeah, I mean, it does. You could see the way that it's moving today. We're still kind of stuck in that range. We really haven't moved outside of it or anything, or made any sustained move whatsoever. You could definitely scalp around some of these 1 minute levels here. So you probably could scalp around this level right there. We could scalp on this supply level here. So I did take not yet. I thought I did, but it didn't hit yet. Took a long scalp here. We're going to try and target that other box up above, see if we get a good reaction. Our stop is right. We're probably going to get stopped out right at that low there. Yeah, once it kind of goes between the midline, or what ICT calls constant encroachment, or whatever term. Oh. And we'll close that. No, I mean, literally it was a 1 point, I don't know, 75-cent loss. So but up above, that does kind of look like a valid supply area there. So we'll kind of keep and look at that one. We may have had to sweep those lows, so we may move up here. So I may grab another quick scalp, see if we could get back up into this gray box here. And we'll see if we could get this back up a little more here. All right. Now we're just going to wait, see if that gets to that box. I will close at the bottom of the box. And there we go. So we're going to close that at 67.25. It's gotten at 20, so it was a 5-point scalp. Not really anything too crazy. Nothing really to do now. We have broke this demand, well, it was a supply zone, but now it could become a demand zone and push us higher, but that's not how I trade, so I'm going to get rid of that. We already took our profits there at 67.25. This is going to be interesting if we could get back to this supply zone, because there should be orders resting above that high, and there should be orders resting above this area right here from this morning before 9:30. So I would assume that's going to be an area where should be met with, you know, a bunch of orders being filled in that area. Now we'll turn right around and go back down. I don't know that. I can't. That's hard to say. But we should at least make it to that area, and it should give us some kind of reaction off of that area where the lower gray box is. And if we get a reaction off that area, then that would be the time to take shorts. Now, if it blows through that box, we still have the other area above it where you could short again. This may be something that you want to add into, so I'd add at the middle line and then add another one at the second middle line. Then if we blow through that, your average should only be losing 3 total points per contract. So if you had 10 contracts, you're losing 3 points. You know, at $50 a point, you're looking at a $150 loss, which is not bad for 10 micros or 1 mini, however you want to look at it. I prefer trading micros because it allows me the ability to scale in, scale out, whereas minis, you kind of have to, you know, if I was trading 5 or 6 minis, then that'd be different, but not. That's why micros are easier, because I could scale out across multiple contracts and across, like, you could take multiple contracts across different price ranges. So I could take more contracts with a tick or 2 ticks more than I would definitely be able to with minis, because you have to wait till like the next point, or you're trying to have to hop through. Whereas this way here, I could take 5F at 6,700, 6,750, 6,701, 6,701 and 50, something like that, so that each tick I could kind of layer that. It makes scaling in and scaling out that much easier. Probably should have held this a little bit longer, but hindsight is always 20/20. Yeah, because we could have made 8 points off that now. I just thought the conservative target was right here. I just played it off the bottom of the box, which is 1 point lower, but that should have been my conservative target right there, was 26. So, but so later I will be trading some US dollar or Dogecoin. Same kind of analysis as this. I'm just going to do it on that instead, because we do need, I do need some trading today, as things are not looking good. Yeah, we've just kind of whipsawed back and forth a little bit, so it's not a this price action is not fantastic. I mean, it's great for scalping, but so if you want to take another scalp right at that where that yellow line is at 67.21, that would be a good place to get out. On a short. Here we have tapped this 1 minute fair value gap. I don't know if that really means anything because it could turn into an inverse because we're just going back and forth from the 9:30 open till now, and that's a fairly long time. So okay, so maybe that fair value gap there, right in between here where this line is, maybe that will hold, but I don't think so. I still think here would be your target to get out of scalps. I'm not currently in this one. I kind of missed the entry right there. I was typing a text message to my wife, missed the entry, so kind of happens sometimes. But it is what it is, you know. I do kind of want to see this pushed out more authority, but I think maybe we just kind of hang out here and not really do too much. So if that's the case, I'll probably give it to the next 15-minute candle here, see what we've done. Let's head over to the 15-minute chart. So pretty much that's what we've done all morning. So it is literally up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And that's why there are wicks on both sides. So we are not doing too much here. Not really making any headway. So we'll just leave that up for a minute for you guys to bask in its glory. Although that's probably not what you want to be doing, but it is kind of, I mean, I wouldn't really say important, but So I'm, boy, I'm not convinced anything is going to change with this price action today. I mean, that's 4 15-minute candles in a row since the 9:30 open that we've gone absolutely nowhere, finishing basically in the same area. Alright, so we'll drop down to the 1 minute again here, taking a look at this. This has been kind of a boring day today. I mean, right now you could give a case for either long or short because we need to take these levels, this level, that level. You have these zones above, so I mean, literally like either or. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much to do here. I can make a case for going either direction. I don't think I'm going to scalp. I'm just going to kind of stay out of this. Just sit here. We are moving a little higher here. I'm still not convinced that we've broken out of our range boundness yet, because we'll look at the 15-minute chart again. And we'll pull this down. Actually, I'm gonna make this here. I'll make it really big. If you guys could like kind of like see here, so you guys can look at this and see that really we are moving higher here. This is the first real move that we've kind of made. Well, let's see if this continues. Drop back down to the 1 minute time frame here. And let's see. So if we do get up to that gray box, we will take a short in the middle, on the middle line. If we get up to the second one, again, we'll be short on that second middle line. And if we blow right through, we'll probably just be stopped out of the first contract, because I'll be able to tell if we're gonna blow right through everything or not. So far it doesn't look like it, but it may take us some time to get there. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sold that we're gonna get up to there or not. I just think we're gonna be kind of, yeah, we might just stay floating around here. So I suppose I could be convinced to take a short from up just above that, but I don't see why that would. Yeah, I mean, so here's a better little picture of what most of the orders are going to be resting between those two yellow lines. So because of that, I don't see any real reason to take any longs near here to long it up there. I mean, your risk to reward would be horrible, because your stop would need to be down below that low. I mean, or obviously you could put your stop in here, right below that low, but I mean, your stop's 2 points away. So unless you're just targeting 2 points to the upside, I mean, I don't see a reason to do that, but it could be wrong. Here we're going to wait again. Still don't see any reason to be long, I guess. So here we're just kind of playing a waiting game here. I think what is happening is, let's see, so we're going to go to this 15-minute here. So basically, people are saying something you could make an argument that this 15-minute, it was already inversed, so. Yeah, I mean, that would have been invalidated like a half an hour ago, two 15-minute candles ago, so I don't see any reason to look at that. All right, give me just 1 second. I gotta grab some water here. Oops. What am I doing? I think I'll be done at 11 o'clock today, guys, unless we hit this area before 11. As far as the live stream goes, because this has been super boring and I'm sure nobody wants to watch this anyway. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure why we haven't gotten to that box yet. I mean, I know it is kind of just slowly creeping up here, so it may take some time. We may get there around noon, and then be a good time for a reversal. Watch things come back, so I think that could be good for a good short trade there. But other than that, if we continue to blow through those boxes, which start at 67.32, go up to 67.36. Once we get through that 67.36 area, I don't think there's much else that I would be looking to even try and short off of, and I definitely wouldn't be looking for a long. So, and then I think we get to those 67.50-ish area, and then from, see what that looks like after that. But we could look here. I don't think we'll get to the box in a minute, so let's look at the so this is what the Dow looks like real quick. So we kind of fell off that cliff there, and then we've just been kind of chopping around ever since. So that really doesn't tell us much. People seem to put a lot more weight into some of the divergences from the Dow to the MES and NASDAQ than they do from the MES to the MNQ. It seems that way. I mean, it's not always true, and that may not always be the case, but so now here, if we make a higher low, this would be interesting because it does look like then we are going to be heading up. So if this makes a higher low, you might want to try a long scalp. If we break that low, then it might be time to move on. So we might break this low here. If we do, I think that's going to be it for me. I guess a case for a short could have been made from around there, but I would really have to see it break that high and tap into one of those two zones before I wanted to take a short. So yep, and there we are back into that zone. So I think we'll see what happens here. Watch for another few minutes. If it's nothing, then alright guys, I think that's going to do it for me. We're still trapped in that range. I don't think anything else much is going to happen. So that'll be it for me for today. Thank you for joining, and